Hey, welcome back, guys. Last time we were working on this project, hopefully you saw, I was doing some airbrush work with some transparent acrylic, and now we've got this interesting green look on the front with kind of a flame pattern in there in that transparent paint. So today what we're going to do is we're going to try and add a little bit of depth to that green by using a transparent dye in a lacquer. And we're also going to give that some shine, obviously, because we're going to be using a nitrocellulose lacquer clear on there with that dye mixed in. So off camera, while you were away, so to speak, I took the tape off because I don't mind if some of that lacquer gets on the sides. I'm going to be doing them in black anyway. So I'm going to give that a chance to dry on there, and I might just scuff it up a little bit before throwing the black on there. I also took a razor blade because when I did the tape job, I taped the edges, but the binding still has some exposed binding on the front. If you can see that, sorry, this is hung up on the ceiling right now. But there's some exposed binding on the front, so I went ahead and scraped that back so that it's all white again. Obviously, it's going to get covered again with the lacquer now, and then I'll scrape it back again. So it's kind of a back and forth thing. You can do all of your painting and then scrape back to your binding, but I think that has a tendency to leave kind of more of a ridge there if you're not careful. Plus you're going to want to clear coat over it anyway, I would imagine. And I think it's easier to just keep scraping it back every time you add more paint to it so you don't have to deal with it all at once in one big annoying job later. So what I'm going to do now is go mix up that lacquer. We'll film that process and because I got some new audio equipment, what I'll do is I'll just do a voiceover for that so that I can do this more efficiently. So I'm going to go mix that up. I'll be wearing a mask. I won't be talking in the video. And then we'll come back and we'll spray this. Alright, so here we go. I'm just throwing on some gloves here so I don't get lacquer and lacquer thinner on my hands. It becomes kind of difficult to clean if you do that. And I've heard that the stuff that you use to clean it, like the lacquer thinner or methanol or whatever it happens to be, can kind of seep through your skin and give you problems. I'm using a 1 tablespoon scoop here just to scoop some into the container. Essentially, it's difficult to pour from a gallon into a container that size, so I use a scoop to make things easier. The thinner, on the other hand, has this smaller nozzle, if you will, or a hole, which allows me to just pour it in there, and I'm mixing it about 50-50. So I believe I did about 4 ounces in total here. It might have been more like 3. Next, I'm adding my color tone dye. It's the transparent green, and it looks like I've got something stuck in my lacquer here, which I managed to pull out. And I'm just going to measure out a little bit of the dye and put it in there. The dye is very concentrated, so you don't need a whole lot. I don't quite add enough at first, so you'll notice that when I go to stir it, I use the wooden popsicle stick so that I can see what kind of tint I'm going to get, and it doesn't appear to be strong enough, so I add a little bit more green afterward. And again, I just check the popsicle stick to see what kind of tint I'm dealing with. When I go to spray this, I'm going to be using a 1.5 millimeter nozzle gun, and I'm going to be running about 26 psi at the regulator, which you will see I have at the base of the gun. I also have a moisture trap on there to be on the safe side, because lacquer can be affected pretty significantly by moisture, and I don't want to run any risks there. So here we go with the first coat. I'm following my typical painting technique here and just overlapping about 50% on the strokes. I do that with almost all of the paints that I use, whether it be with spray cans or with paint guns. Now this is the second coat, and I've gone and done these in the same day, which isn't always how people tend to do it with lacquer, but I've had luck with this in the past. This one I'm going in a slightly different direction just to make sure I avoid any complications with striping, but I don't foresee any issues there, and I can tell you in advance that it doesn't become an issue. And here we have my third and final coat. Again, I've done these in the same day. I make sure I wait at least 10 minutes. The lacquer dries rather quickly, but you want to make sure it dries fairly thoroughly before you continue, or at least it dries to the touch rather quickly. So I give them at least 10 minutes, maybe closer to 15. A little extra time doesn't hurt with this stuff. Alright guys, so that's it for this video. I've finished putting that green on there, and as you can see, the guitar is starting to get a nice shine to it on the front. Still haven't got anything on the back and sides except for that sealer, but I'm going to have to go in and scrape back the binding again to get it white. Aside from that, this front's looking pretty good. Now it just needs some clear coat and then some polish work. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how that all turned out as far as the flamed top goes. I think you'll probably all recall how it looked when I started with it. Not stellar. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. Next time what we're going to do, I still have some issues around the edges where the veneer was so thin that, well, there wasn't any. It was sanded through when I got it. So what I'm going to do is next time I'll mix up some black lacquer and I will do kind of a vignette burst type thing around the edges, a very small one, because I just want to get right around the edge. I don't want to create a big burst effect because I want to keep as much of this top as I can transparent. And then I'm also going to paint the back and sides in that black. So that's what we're going to do next time. I'll probably hit the neck and the headstock with the black as well. I'm still not sure what I'm going to end up doing with the headstock, but yeah, that's it. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment section below, and check out my Ask Brad video so you can get your answers. Thanks again. See you next time. Hey guys, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up so it'll be easier for other people to find, and subscribe to stay up to date with all the cool projects I got coming out. Also, a big shout out to Sovereign King, who does the vast majority of the music for my channel, way better on guitar than I am, and to Troy from Noise Guitar Mods. I'll put the link in the description. The man is a great guitar tech, and he's taught me most of what I know about how the internals of these things work. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed yourselves. See you next time.